What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Dub Money event week, as well as the newest additions and discounts as well. This event week is for August 11th through August 17th, 2022. So in terms of new content for this week, we have the Class A Drogger that was added today as the second drip feed car, which means we have 10 drip feed vehicles left for this DLC. Also, the new Cayo Perico races were finally added today, along with the new Buried Stashes missions that involve using a metal detector that spawns with a random event. But anyways, the current price ride for this week is the Ocelot Swinger. This car is primarily based on the Jaguar XJ13. It has a normal price of just under $900,000. To get this car for free, you have to place top 1, meaning first place in a Pursuit Series race for 3 days in a row. In terms of performance, this car is in the Sports Classics class and is a very quick one in terms of track performance, being well within top 10. And for those of you who remember, this is one of the cars that had these slow handling flags, and since those were partially removed for this DLC, it's actually a lot quicker now, making it into top 5 for some tracks, which is very impressive. But obviously, if you're on next gen, it's nowhere near the HSW Turismo or Sterling GT, but it's still a really great car in terms of customization, and now it actually drives well, so I definitely would try to get this one this week. In terms of the test ride vehicles for this week, we have the Super Diamond, the Pagali, and the Windsor Drop as well. And for next-gen console players, we have the S95 as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Now, in terms of a casino podium vehicle, we have the Cypher. So this car is primarily based on the F87 BMW M2. It has a normal price of about $1.5 million and a trade price of about $1.1 million. In terms of performance, this car is in the sports car class and is around mid-pack in that class, around 40th place, and it's not that competitive in tuner races either, but it does have good customization being a tuner's DLC car, plus it's pretty nice to drive as well. So overall, very solid cars for both the prize ride and the casino this week. In terms of the dealership cars this week, for luxury autos we have the Autark and the Torero XO. And for Simians, we have the Tornado, the Nebula Turbo, the Remus, the Cognoscenti, and the Sterling GT as well. So starting off with the property discounts, we have 40% off the Bunker, and this is actually a really good property to own these days, especially with the new ammunition contract and other features they added to it. Next up, we have 30% off the CEO crate warehouses, which is awesome for those of you who want to have more space for your CEO crates. Moving on to vehicle discounts, we have 30% off the Penetrator. So this car is in the supercar class and is around mid-pack in that class and has decent customization as well. Moving along, we have 50% off the 811, which still holds the highest top speed in the supercar class on old gen. However, it handles like a muscle car. It's not really all that great to drive, but for half price, this is actually a really good deal if you've always wanted to get one. Next up, we have 40% off the FMJ, one of my favorite cars in terms of exterior design. I think it's just a really good looking car. It has good customization and is pretty nice to drive as well. Moving along, we have 30% off the T20. So this one used to be the king for track performance in the supercar class back in 2015. A very cool car, and I'm sure most of you remember it has the active aero spoiler and all that stuff. However, I think it's still a bit on the pricey side even with this discount. Next up, we have 60% off the Carbonizaire, a very random discount on this OG car, but I guess if you've always wanted to buy this one, now is even more of an incentive. Moving along, we have 40% off the Windsor Drop. So this car is in the Coupes class and is a pretty decent one with the highest top speed in that class, but obviously its handling isn't all that great as you would expect from a luxury car. Next up, we have 40% off the Cognoscenti. So this one is in the sedans class and is not really all that exciting. It has pretty much no visual customization and is pretty slow as well. And lastly, for this website, we have 50% off the Super Diamond, so another Rolls-Royce inspired car on sale. I guess this is the perfect week to start building a luxury garage. Moving on to the Summer San Andreas website, we have 50% off the Defiler motorcycle. A pretty good deal on that one with good customization as well, but it's a pretty slow bike in general, even slower than the OG Baddie 801, so it's really only worth buying if you truly like the look of it. Moving on to the Benny's website, we have 30% off the Itali GTB, which is a pretty good discount. However, the Benny's custom conversion cost for it is not on sale this week, which is really unfortunate. Plus, it's one of these slower supercars as well, so not really worth it in my opinion. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 40% off the Brigade, which is a very random discount. This is a Pegasus vehicle with no customization, and it doesn't have any armor either, so honestly, I would stay away from this one. It's not really worth it. And lastly, we have the Arena War website with 40% off the Arena variant of the Imperator. And this is actually a really cool one to own if you're a Mad Max fan. And of course, it has tons of customization being an Arena War car. If you can get the trade price for it in combination with the discount, I'd say it's a pretty solid deal. So wow, tons of vehicle discounts this week. Continuing to unlocks, if you buy the new Class A Draugr, you'll get this gray Yeti fitted cap. And just for logging in this week, you'll unlock the Kind Music Cayo Perico t-shirt. In terms of clothing discounts, we have 50% off silk pajamas, robes, and these smoking jackets as well. In terms of weapon discounts, we have 30% off throwables, and all ammo as well for your weapons, which is pretty insane. In terms of double money, we have double money NRP on the new Cayo Perico races. 10 of them were added, and I think it's pretty cool that we finally get to do some other activities on Cayo Perico other than just the setup, scoping, and the heist. And as an incentive / bonus, completing all 10 of these Cayo Perico races this week will unlock you the trade price for the new Class A Draugr, so make sure you guys play those this week. In terms of bonuses, there is a 2x speed boost on the CEO Crate Warehouse staff that sources crates. And if you want to source your own crates, those are 50% off this week, which is pretty cool. Moving on to the Prime Gaming discounts for Prime Gaming members only. So again, same as usual, the only thing we have is the usual free $100,000 for logging in during the event week period. And lastly, this week's RC Bandito time trial is Little Soul Park. This week's normal time trial is Grove Street. I highly recommend a fast bike such as the Hakachu Drag, Shotaro, or a Baddie 801 for this time trial. In terms of the premium race for this week, we have the Muscle Car Race Muscle In. I highly recommend either the Buffalo STX or a Vapid Click for this race. And if you're on next gen, the HSW Arbiter GT is also a great choice for this specific race. And lastly, for next gen console users, the HSW time trial for this week is Textile City. As always, the HSW Hakachu Drag will be the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the 811. Even though it drives very poorly, it's still a crazy fast car in a straight line, and at 50% off, it's hard to pass up on a half-priced 811. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. Overall, I think this is a very solid event week with tons of vehicle discounts and bonuses as well. Sure, the double money isn't all that great, but with the DLC that just released a couple weeks ago, this is to be expected, and it will get better as time goes on. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.